बड़े कॉम्प्लिकेटेड आंसर्स हैं.
हमारे ग्रुप का गुरुजी जो है वो रवि दुबे ही है.
In your own eyes, you gotta be famous.
And you're the looking bomb.com, Ravi. I am just posting fire emojis on all your things.
तो कहते थे पिक्चरें फेल हुई हैं, मैं फेल नहीं हुआ, मेरा दाम तो 1 लाख रुपए से बढ़ेगा.
I love you so much. Like I feel like just every time you talk.
I know, yeah, me too.
Priyam Saha. This is I Have Feelings, a podcast based on my existential crisis, where every week I sit and discuss some feelings I've been having about life, about art, and everything in between. And today, joining me on my quest for getting in touch with my feelings is a very special guest. I have with me today an actor, an anchor, a performer, a producer, a writer, a social media star, and one of the smartest people I've met in the industry, Ravi Dubey.
That's me.
Hello, G. It is very, very good to see you.
What's up, Priyam? It's always good to see you. Your bright personality, your happy face instantly lifts the frequency, So it's good to see you always.
But I have to tell you, so before we get into it, this is literally, I've just been having some questions I've been thinking about. And I wanted to ask some other people what they are thinking about these things. And I'm so excited to do this episode with you. As soon as we created the concept, I was like, we have to have you on this show because you know this already. I have met so many of your industry friends. और इतनी बारी conversation में यही बात हुई है कि हमारे group का गुरुजी जो है वो रवि दुबे ही है. And I also can vouch for it because even in my personal interaction with you, मुझे हमेशा यही लगता है कि यार ये मोटिवेशनल स्पीकर होता तो ये कहाँ किस लाइन में आ गए आप सर. तो मैं बहुत एक्साइटेड हूँ आज की बातचीत करने के लिए. ठीक है?
As am I, yeah. Let's go for it.
Okay, so my first question is keeping in mind, keep it in theme with the show. How are you feeling these days? Where is your mind space at? What is your vibe right now?
I think my vibe is great. My headspace is great. I'm in a great space right now. I mean, whenever I've interacted with you, I've always mentioned this, that I'm seldom in a negative headspace. There is always, a way. I think the choice is really binary. Every situation, I personally feel every situation is neutral. In a sense, it's not positive or negative. The choice is binary. Which side of it do you align with? मुझे लगता है जो पानी आपको नरिश करता है वही पानी सुनामी बन जाए तो आपको बहा के ले जाता है. आपको जिस तरीके से उस पे जो नजरिया रखना है उसका वो नजरिया आपकी लाइफ में सच्चा हो जाए. One thing that always kind of helps my headspace is this, that I'm absolutely convinced that whatever is happening is for my best. It's for the greatest good, and it somehow has turned out to be like that, even the seemingly not so good circumstances. So yeah.
So I've been feeling a little cynical about love. No, not cynical. Love, I'm very positive about. Love is amazing. But now as you see love in relationships and marriages, that I am starting to wonder, is love enough to keep a loving relationship going? And I wanted to ask you this because not only are you obsessed with your wife, I have also seen both of you interact in person. And there is so much chemistry, there is so much friendship, there's so much support. And I'm not saying, your marriage cannot be easy. You're both very high achieving, very successful career, two people who are working all the time, traveling all the time. Do you think love is enough to make a relationship work?
I think what really matters is companionship, and that's different from love. It's not as delusional as love is. So I think there are often people ask me, that there was once that somebody asked me that really got me thinking that in life, do you want to be loved or do you want to be respected? So I think I have a very clear answer to it after giving it a lot of thought, and I think I want to be respected, not necessarily loved, because love doesn't have rationale. I mean, you can hate your enemy, but you can still respect your enemy. But for example, जैसे एक माँ और बेटे का जो प्यार होता है, के बीच में जो प्यार होता है, अगर बेटा महापापी भी हो ना, कातिल भी हो, तो भी उसकी माँ उसके अंदर कोई ना कोई एक अच्छी बात ढूंढ लेगी, वो फिर भी उससे प्यार करेगी. प्यार के अंदर ना मुझे लगता है वो फीलिंग ऑफ लव जो है ना, बड़ी डिल्यूजनल फीलिंग होती है. उसके लिए आपका अच्छा इंसान होना जरूरी नहीं होता है. If you know what I mean, I don't know if I'm able to be as articulate as I would like to be.
That you're saying that love, by virtue of it being love, needs to be just unconditional and there's no rationale attached to it.
There is no rationale attached to it, but I think I really need to respect my partner and my partner needs to respect me, because that is the one thing that is going to last forever. If you ask them that, do you really respect your partner? I think you'll get them thinking. They won't have a very clear answer to that. But if you ask them, do you love your partner? हाँ, वो जैसे भी है या वो जैसी भी है, वो जैसा भी करती है मेरे साथ, मुझे जैसे भी ट्रीट करता है मुझे, मगर मैं उसे बहुत प्यार करती हूँ या मैं उसे बहुत प्यार करता हूँ. You'll get this a lot in really bad relationships also. So I don't think love is enough. It's an idea that sells stuff. It sells greeting cards. It sells roses. It sells engagement rings. It sells so and so. But I think what's really required is companionship. What's really required between two people, whether they are partners, spouses, girlfriend, boyfriend, father and son, mother and daughter, father and daughter, whatever. It's respect. It's regard. So either you have it or you do not have it.
That is a fab answer. Okay. Now we talk to me about your fame, because you have a lot of it now, and I'm assuming when you started out, it was a slow growing or whatever. I don't want to put timelines to your journey. I'm sure when you were aspiring to be where you are right now, and I'm sure the aspiration doesn't end still, there was an expectation of fame, and now there's a reality also. ठीक है, वो अच्छी भी हो सकती है, बुरी भी हो सकती है. What has been your expectation and reality with your fame?
To begin with, I think at a certain stage in my life, fame really mattered. But I think my perspective to fame is gradually, rather rapidly changing, and rather metamorphosizing into this. It's not so much contributing to my self-worth or my self-image. My self-image is irrespective, extremely strong. There'll be days I'm famous, and there'll be days I'm not famous. But it doesn't really matter. I think I'm in my own eyes, in my own right, and in my own perspective, I'm great. I don't need anybody else to validate that for me. So it's great.
I love you so much. Like, I feel like just every time you talk.
I know, yeah, me too.
मुझे सीधे शर्म आ जाती है. Okay, but you're telling me, I understand that fame is not adding to your self-worth, but is it something you actively work towards, or somehow over your journey as an actor, you came to a space where you were just like, and I've spoken about this to other actors also, because when you're an actor in the industry, irrespective of your degree of fame or success or the amount of work you have, there is such little in your control. You are almost the last piece of the puzzle, so to speak. तो उस सब में अपनी self worth maintain करना तो और भी मुश्किल होता ही है. How do you keep your head sort of sane, so that finally when the opportunity comes, और तुम हाँ उसको बोलो, तुम अपने सबसे optimum space पे हो to grab it with both your hands?
मैं एक छोटा सा इंसिडेंट है या एक इंटरव्यू का एक एक्सर्प्ट है राजकुमार जी का, तो सुपरस्टार राजकुमार जी के, उनकी फिल्में नहीं चलती थी, और जब नहीं चलती थी तो वो अपना दाम 1 लाख रुपए से बढ़ा देते थे. तो उनका मैनेजर पूछता था कि राज साहब ये क्या बात है, आपकी पिक्चरें तो चल नहीं रही और आपने फिर भी अपना दाम 1 लाख रुपए से बढ़ा दिया. तो वो कहते थे पिक्चरें फेल हुई हैं, मैं फेल नहीं हुआ, मेरा दाम तो 1 लाख रुपए से बढ़ेगा. So you decide your worth. You're sitting across a table. You decide who you are, how much worth you are. The person sitting on the other table can only decide whether, from his point of view, you're worth that much or not. Whether he decides to give you that, I'm not just talking about monetary. I'm talking about whatever it is that contributes to that self. Whatever value you are looking for, whether he or she decides to give it to you, that's up to him. But how you value yourself is entirely up to you. I mean, is my self-worth, is my the way I validate myself, does it always have to do with the success I achieve, or does it also have to do with the skill set that I have achieved, or with the person that I have become? I think we've got a very deluded, very blurry perspective on self-worth. We always attach it to how much we have, not who we are. एक और बात है कि मुझे लगता है कि आपने ये बोला कि ये फेम और वगैरह वगैरह की जो बात आपने करी है, एक बड़ी फ्रिवलेसली थ्रोन एक मैकेनिज्म है लाइफ का, लॉ ऑफ अट्रैक्शन जिसको बोलते हैं. फ्रिवलेसली थ्रोन मैं इसलिए बोलता हूँ कि कोई भी चीज जब बिना सर पैर के यूज की जाने लगती है तो उसका जो है उसकी ग्राउंडिंग बहुत कम हो जाती है, उसके अंदर का वजन जो है वो बहुत कम हो जाता है, उसके अंदर का भाव खत्म हो जाता है. इट जस्ट बिकम्स दिस फ्रिवलेस कॉफी टेबल टॉक, एंड it's something you just say and you do not mean. So I feel in your life you don't manifest what you want, you manifest what you are. In your own eyes you got to be famous, you got to be good, you got to be great, you got to be the best in the world. I think when Shah Rukh sir used to say again and again, I'm the best, and one day the world said that you are the best, he became the best, and that was his self-worth, his self-image, and his self-image became the way the world began to see him.
Yes.
There's a concept in Buddhism, Priyam, I love having conversations with you. It's like, it's great.
Same.
There's a concept in Buddhism. It's a Japanese term. It's called Ishuphony. It means oneness of your life and your environment. that you are like a body and the environment is like a shadow. If you're crooked,
Both I
the
knew
environment
this,
is going to
both
be
I
crooked.
knew that every.
Yeah. So what we keep trying to do is we keep trying to straighten the shadow, not realizing that only if we straighten ourselves
Yeah.
can we straighten the shadow.
I believe in the law of attraction, and I think I also stumbled upon it in a fairly frivolous way where it was introduced to me, I think, through pop culture. Like, I don't think I sought it out. And then once I sort of educated myself a little more, got into it, read up, watched some stuff, and I was like, oh, this is a great way to live. And I think I try to practice it as much as I can. And then somebody asked me that, but what are you manifesting? And because I said something that, I think I have manifested my entire life and it's great and this is
Yeah.
why I believe it, कुछ मैं बोल रही थी लेकिन पर क्या manifest कर रही है मैंने कहा more than the क्या I am mostly manifesting who I want to be. It's the क्या
Yeah.
has very little to do with it कि वो तो क्या क्या
Yeah.
करके हो ही जाएगा. I am mostly
Yeah.
manifesting my image of how I see myself next year, 5 years from now, whatever. The person I want to be
Yeah.
is the manifestation angle, not what I'll do. Okay, I want to ask you because you've spoken about this before, and every time you have, I thought you had a different insight to it also about the time when you were very very depressed, you failed in some sort of exam, and you were very suicidal in your mind space.
Yeah.
You're such
Yeah.
a big spiritual part of your life, which maybe I can say is a basis of how you live your life. Did that switch happen after that incident? How has that
Yeah.
shifted for you? Talk about that a little bit.
Okay. So I read this quote and I think it made a whole lot of sense to me. Is that everything works for the light, especially the shadows, especially the darkness. So it's the dark areas of your life that whenever you in retrospect, whenever you visit them, you're filled with immense gratitude, and you're literally able to see the magic of life. So yeah, you rightly said that there was this difficult patch in one's life, and who doesn't have a difficult patch in their life? Everybody does at some point of time or the other. But it's not a matter of how difficult the circumstances are. It's a matter of your headspace. The very question you started off with.
Yeah.
I think if your headspace is one of strength, and it is one of positivity, then I think you can surmount the biggest of obstacles. But if your headspace has gone corrupt, then the smallest of obstacles will become like, they will overwhelm you. You will not be able to surmount them. You will feel that this is just too much and life has come to a halt and there is nothing beyond it, no hope. But how can there be no hope when tomorrow is yet not come? Because tomorrow has not happened, there is hope. There's hope. There's hope that the choice is binary. It could be bad, it could be good. But there is a chance, there is a 50% chance that it will be good. So align with that thought.
But then
And if
how do you work on your headspace to a point where you're constantly able to be optimistic just by yourself? It takes a lot, for you to keep hoping that something better is out there. How do you work on that? How do you work on that?
I think when you verbalize something enough, it becomes you.
Hmm.
You keep getting temperamental, you keep shouting, you will eventually become a really, really temperamental, edgy person. You keep talking gratitude, you keep talking the right things. You even if there are times that you're not completely believing in it, but you keep talking it to like-minded people, and sooner than later, it'll become your personality. And that's when you'd be operating from that frequency altogether. You'd be able to see the positives in almost. There is a possibility of seeing the positives in everything that's happening under the sun, even the worst of circumstances.
Do you
It is a
not
chain
have, Ravi,
reaction.
any bad mental health days where you're just like, nahi hoga?
Bad mental health होते हैं, मगर मैं ज्यादा देर उनको लास्ट नहीं करने देता.
Okay.
मतलब that I consciously do not let them last for too long. I don't verbalize the negative areas of my life. I try to keep them highly under check. I try to quickly shift my focus into what is right in the circumstance.
But then,
for example,
do you think, no, I'm just asking as a devil's advocate,
sure.
But do you think that if in some way that is you also curbing a part of your life, like if you're as a human being, you're allowed to feel bad feelings also. तो फिर अगर उनको
absolutely
नहीं करो acknowledge, or you're just like no, but actually I'm not going to pay attention to this because I have this focused mind, is that also not a disservice to your whole personality?
Absolutely right, and that is why there is a very thin line. I'm not talking about being an ostrich and digging your head in the ground and saying that there is nothing wrong in the world. I'm saying that to not make that your second nature. Of course, there'll be people around you. There should be people around you whom you're most comfortable talking to. And if there are not, then seek them out and talk to them, because it's important to वो गुबार निकालना दिल से बहुत जरूरी है. लेकिन वो गुबार निकालना और जिंदगी को सिर्फ एक बिटर नजर से ही देखना कि वो दो अलग-अलग चीजें हैं.
You taught me about the victory selfie. You don't do it anymore. Why?
because I didn't want it to be frivolous, so I stopped it.
Okay.
It's rather
For
than
people who are listening,
doing it.
quickly tell them what the victory selfie is.
Okay, so I had decided that I will put out these victory selfies just to symbolize that the day has been victorious. My days are still victorious every single day. Every single day, I make a list of, I have a gratitude journal, and I was surprised and shocked when I read in this book written by Oprah that she too maintains a gratitude journal,
I too
and
maintain
that
a gratitude journal.
you too maintain it. And I've been maintaining this gratitude journal for the last, I don't know, 17 odd years.
Lovely.
And every day I write the things that have gone right in the day. It sooner than later, it will become your point of view in life that
Amazing.
everything is going right. This delusional point of view कि सब सही है, अगर नहीं है तो सही के लिए हो रहा है.
And what I realized with the gratitude journal when I started doing it, that kitni baar hota hai, where, like you said, all of us have a tendency that, through the day, say something stupid happened at 5 p.m. Somehow your entire day becomes about that stupid thing that happened.
5 p.m. Yeah.
But when you start maintaining a journal, you're like, nahi, matlab 4 baje bhi maze aa rahe the aur 6 baje bhi sahi ho gaya tha sab. But your day don't reduce your day to that weird moment that you did, whatever. Okay. What is your relationship with money, Ravi? And has that changed?
It's great. I think I'm living in abundance. I've always lived in abundance, and the reason I've never chased money, never in my life.
Even
I've
when you
never
didn't
chased
have
it.
enough.
Yeah, I think that no matter which phase of my life I go to, even at the time that one was earning what, some 3,000 rupees a month, I thought I was living like a king. I thought I was the richest man in the world. Seriously, I'm telling you that when I bought my first bike, the first bike I got, I used to ride it as if I was riding. It was a Pulsar, and I used to ride it like I was riding a Hayabusa. I remember as a kid when I got my first BSA Champ. It's been a mindset since beginning. I've never chased it. I felt that whatever I have is the best thing in the world. It's somehow the car I'm driving might be driving an Esteem, but in my head, I'm driving a Maybach. In my head, it's a big car. And then, over time, I realized, when I got back and I was like, oh, so this is the car I was driving. Somehow in my head, it looked bigger. Yeah, it's not that big. It's weird. It's weird. It's really weird.
So basically, no matter what the situation is, you find a way to make it like, how they say, like, don't be the supporting actor in your life. So
be the protagonist in your life. Be the protagonist in your life.
ज़रूरी है.
अपने life का, be the protagonist in your life, and you can. I mentioned this in my TED talk also, that from where I stand, infinity extends in all directions, which makes me the center of the universe. From where you sit, also infinity extends in all directions, which makes you the center of the universe. So from our lives point of view, if I close my eyes, or if God forbid, I'm supposed to pass away, everything from my perspective comes to an end. If that doesn't make me the protagonist of my life, then I don't know what does.
Shabash, sir. Do you think, follow-up question, I want to ask something else also. If you are the center of your life, which you are, and I also believe I am, do you become in the process a little too self-serving? Does that happen?
मैं ये मानता हूँ यार प्रियम कि जो प्याला भरा नहीं होगा वो छलकेगा क्या? If you want to give happiness, how can you not contribute to your own joy and bliss? So that is the first priority. I mean, it's okay to pray for your own joy, your own bliss. Society may teach you otherwise. But if you really want to contribute to others' happiness, if that's your genuine intent, then first you should pray for your own. जब आप किसी को जाकर के, आपके पास बहुत ज्यादा है, आप किसी को जाकर के दान भी करते हैं, चैरिटी करते हैं, किसको सुकून मिलता है? आपको.
So everything sort of comes back.
Everything roots back to your bliss, your joy, your life is moving from your perspective only. So if you are not happy, nobody is happy. Nobody you are connected to is happy if you are not happy. That's the most important prayer, I feel.
No, I agree. Where does, in all your optimism and self-worthness, your insomnia figure?
I think I think a lot. I think I'm kind of intellectualizing. It may not be a good thing at times, but my insomnia is not. I think I operate with very less sleep. Because नींद देर से आती है, मैं जल्दी उठ जाता हूँ, and ऐसा नहीं है कि मैं थका हुआ रहता हूँ और मैं अंडर प्रोडक्टिव रहता हूँ. I think I'm hugely productive. मेरी नींद उतने में हो जाता है मेरा काम. I don't know कैसे होता है, but हो जाता है. I'm not undersleeping. I'm just sleeping late.
You're telling me that in all of this, you have also found some way for insomnia to work for you. I love that.
I don't know. It kind of does. I seem to need less sleep. I'm seriously telling you that. I can operate. It's not a good thing to say. Don't take any inspiration from it, but I can operate with 4.5 hours of sleep. I'll be good.
You grew up in Gurgaon and then you moved to Mumbai.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and Mumbai, you've been in many, many years. It's given you so much work and everything, like it's where you found
Everything.
your place. And you grew up in Bombay, grew up in Delhi, to wo wala nostalgic value. What is home for you? And does location have anything to do with it? And does work have anything to do with it?
I think whatever you align most with is home for you. Bombay is home for me. Gurgaon is home for me, but I think it's Mumbai where I love being the most. I like the vibe of the place. I like that it keeps you on your toes all the time,
Yeah.
throws all these crises and challenges at you so that you evolve. So I that's the brilliant part of Mumbai.
You
Keeps
feel
you
like a
going.
superhero in Bombay. It's true. I was talking to somebody,
You know.
and it was just such a that you low-key judge people who come to Bombay and they give you some sort of ज्ञान about कि यहाँ कैसे रहते हो और तुम्हें फिर लगता है कि तुमसे होगा भी नहीं. Like you're not meant for this.
Ah,
निकल जाओ यहाँ से.
I
It's
swear.
nice. It's nice to have this superiority for no reason. Ravi, tell me, what is your best habit and what is your most toxic trait? There has to be one toxic trait, Ravi.
Yeah, yeah.
One.
There are hundreds, Baba. I think there's so many. I'm telling you, there's so many toxic traits.
No, but
I,
tell me your best habit
I
and one toxic trait.
My best habit is that I can see the best in almost anything under the sun.
I
That's
agree.
my best habit,
I agree.
and that is something that I'm very very proud of. It may be acquired to begin with, but now that's my second nature.
Lovely.
So I'm very proud and happy about that, and I think I'm attracting the life that I want, and I will continue to attract the life that I want because of this one trait only.
Lovely.
Secondly, what is it that I do not like about myself? I think I'm extremely temperamental. I'm very edgy. So it may not seem like that, but I think sometimes I'd like to lie to myself and convince myself that it is constructive anger, but I don't think it is. I think I have some very strong opinions about life, and when they are challenged, I tend to react, and that's something I want to uproot from my life. It'll be sad if that life condition is cemented and I'm not able to do it, but that is one thing that irks me and bothers me, and I'd like to change that.
Like you get easily angry, like you're easy to piss off, basically.
I am easy to yeah, I think I could give sometimes I could give people more benefit of doubt. I get I tend to that's a massive flaw in me, that if somebody disappoints me, I just
Cut the-
disconnect.
Hmm.
I cut the cord. I'm not able to sustain the cord, and I'm not able to have even a cordial kind of meetings and relationship with the person. That's unfortunate because everybody is going through that in a sane state of mind. I know everybody is going through their journey, including me. They're
Hmm.
all transforming. Their conditionings have got them here, and they're changing. It's good, but I'm just maybe in time I'll be more forgiving. But right now, unfortunately, I'm not.
Interesting. Would not see that
Yeah.
coming. Okay, this is the last question for right now, and I'm so excited to ask you this. Like I started,
Sure.
कि मुझे पता ही है कि गुरुजी तो आप है, and I think this conversation has been nothing but that, and I'm so grateful for that. What, Ravi? This is a vague question. You can choose to answer it however you want to. What, according to you, is the point of life?
So the purpose of life is to get better. The purpose of life is to get evolved. That's my opinion. I may be wrong. I still lack exposure and knowledge and wisdom, but that's what I feel. I think that's the purpose of life, nothing else.
That is
Even when you
amazing.
die, you evolve.
Yeah.
Even when do you not sustain life? Whichever way you go, you're still a part of the same ecosystem. You still begin to sustain life, and yet you are contributing only to evolution. Whether चाहे आपको जो है आपके जाने के बाद आपको गाड़ा जाए, चाहे आपको जलाया जाए, चाहे आपको जो है आपका शरीर उसके बाद फिर से उसी इकोसिस्टम का हिस्सा बन जाता है और कुछ उसमें से नया उगता है, एक नई एवोल्यूशन शुरू हो जाती है. तो I think that is the purpose of life, nothing else, to constantly evolve
and constantly grow. And on that note, Ravi, and you do not lack wisdom, just shut up. I know you have said this to Fish exactly this compliment, but
no I'm telling.
With that, we have come to the end of all the questions I had for you. Thank you and everybody who tuning in. This was Ravi Dubey, as usual, being the absolute rock star he is. And if you're still listening, then please remember all your feelings are important and they are valid. And continue to feel things and continue to question stuff. And life is beautiful. And if you believe Ravi Dubey, then there is best in everything. So you better believe
Best in
it.
everything.
That's the truth. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Such a pleasure talking to you. God bless you.